Good morning, everyone. Morning. It's better. Well, first of all, congratulations to ADMI. And this is a journey. It's been a long journey, and I am pleased to say that I have been sort of an observer along the journey. You know, one Saturday afternoon, many years ago, about those 10 years ago, I was taken on what I thought was an afternoon excursion by Lila. And as you typically would say, you know, can we go out somewhere? I want to take you somewhere. And so we went out, and as we drove, and I was driving, and she was the co-driver, I found myself getting onto Ngong Road, driving on and on and on, getting into Dagoretti, the real Dagoretti, not Dagoretti corner. And then another turn into a forest. And I wondered, what's going on here? You know, people have been known to take their spouses to places where they meet the end. And we got deeper into the forest, and I was completely perplexed at what was this about? Because Lila, this is not like Lila, you know, not her kind of place. And then we got into this clearing in the forest, and there I found, I actually believe I saw somebody run across that clearing with a bloodied shirt, and I think a knife in her hand. And I was now completely, okay, I'm done. So after I had sort of gathered myself together, and we got out, and I was now waiting to see now, you know, saying my last prayers. I was then told, oh, a gentleman walked up to us, and I was told, this is Wilfred, my new friend Wilfred. And they're shooting a movie here. Yeah, it's a class. It's a practical for what was then JFTA. That was Jamhuri film. And so that began my engagement with this whole industry, so to speak. Wilfred, by that time, I'm not sure how many years you had been with JFTA, doing JFTA. I think 2 years, a couple of years. And I think, of course, Wilfred tells his story much better than anybody else will, but he had been, you know, he had decided that the industry needed some training. And he had begun a school at Shalom with a few students. I don't know how many there were at that time. 14 or 15 or something. Yeah, 14. And so when we got to Shalom, I breathed a bigger sigh of relief. This is now the Dagoretti corner. And we sat down. And there began a brilliant partnership between Lila and Wilfred. And that brilliant partnership is what has spawned what then they created, which is ADMI. And it's been a tremendous transformational growth. And I've been very privileged to be a board member. So I was invited to be I think a founding board member, so I cannot say use the word founding, because there was no board before that. And I want to say that the board members, and I actually want also to thank my fellow board members, Ross, who was just here. Ross has been a very instrumental board member because he's the industry himself. If you guys know Booney, those of you who know Booney, Ross, who was just sitting next to me, he had to go and do a shoot, has been instrumental. You know, you guys have seen those, what do you call those? They're called what? Now, it's XYZ, but what do you call that genre of puppeteering, you know? So if you know XYZ, and a lot of us, unfortunately, especially young people, you know, I think you get all your political knowledge from XYZ. Be very careful, eh? It's satire. Ross we've benefited a lot from Ross's support. Freddie, who is just transitioning right now and is based in London, has been an excellent board member, and of course she's based in London, and in this period, unfortunately, people are not able to travel. Chris Foot is based in Nairobi, but he's currently in Cambridge, taking, elimu ya Gumbaru. One of the parents was talking about elimu ya Gumbaru. So Chris Foot is actually taking a degree course at Cambridge, but he's also been a great member of the board. And then, of course, rounding us off, our two drivers, Wilfred and Lila. And on behalf of the board, I want to say how proud we are, how proud I am, and we are, of this journey that ADMI has taken. You cannot gainsay a complementary, mutually respectful and trusting partnership. And as board members, we have shareholders who have been very mutually, and founders who've been very, very supportive of the board, who are very aligned and have made it very easy. The brilliant partnership between Lila and Wilfred has made it much easier for the board to do what it needs to do. And as the principal has indicated, ours is to oversight, and we do so firmly, as the board has to, because at the end of the day, sustainability and making sure that this dream actually is realized is important. And therefore, making sure there's proper governance, making sure that all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted is important in order for the 700 women to be 70,000, right? That journey needs a proper stewardship. Again, watching the hard work of both these two has also inspired the board. I can speak. I know Lila, sometimes there were nights that she wouldn't sleep. A lot of care for this ADMI, the ideas, the partnerships that she creates. Some of the financial sacrifices that have been made, financial resources that she has expended to support this journey and growth are not insignificant. That I can assure you. Because this is a nascent industry, and when you're starting something, you've got to put your own money in there. And we thank you for that. Going forward, and you've seen that video, this is an exciting area. And as a board, I think we're pretty excited and hopeful about the future. There'll be more partnerships, more announcements that will be made this coming year. You heard about augmented reality. The future of work is one in which we all know, and especially those of us who are my generation and older, the future of work is very different from what we have known in the past and what it is today. The ability to be able to provide a service, 2,000, 3,000 miles away is becoming ever more a reality, and in some cases an expectation. And ADMI is at the center of that future, actually at the cutting edge, the spearhead of the future of work. And this will be across the board, by the way. Almost every profession, whether it be engineering, medicine, law, you're going to have lawyers, doctors, engineers in Nairobi, in Mandera, in Kilifi, offering services in London, in Hollywood, from wherever they are. And this industry, digital media, is at the center of it. And in this region, ADMI is spearheading that. And so as a board member, really, I cannot be more proud to be part of anything more important than that. As I conclude, I just do want to say that one of the things I think ADMI has been very good at, both Lila and Wilfred, is partnerships. And I specifically do want to thank and mention the partners that we have here today. Mr. George Nzwili, who you just heard from, MediaMax, Rahab Gadhoni, Mastermade Studios. We'll be hearing later from Kenyan Film Commission CEO. Thank you very much. Of course, faculty and staff, we thank you very much. I hope you understand that the board is supportive, is behind you. Our job is to support you in every sense, like a parent sometimes. Huh? Carrot and stick, both. And I hope you appreciate the stick as much as the carrot. Otherwise, it will not be this. But we really, really appreciate you, faculty, and led by the principal and staff. You do a fantastic job. And I also want to say that you've made sacrifices along with everybody else and stuck through those sacrifices. The COVID pandemic period was not an easy one. And I would be remiss if I did not say that we had very great support from faculty and staff during a period when many other colleges actually collapsed. And so we thank you for that. And you can take that from me on behalf of the board. Students, led by your president and council, we also thank you, and I hope that, and I'll take this breath also to say thank you to the alumni. I hope that you can see from your predecessors that what you're doing is critically important, and therefore, again, just like the faculty and staff, more for the students. The discipline, the tough days and nights you have to go through, they're not for nothing. You're building your future with that. So thank you to the students, thank you to the alumni, thank you to all those who spoke. Some very moving words. Isaac, really appreciate your presentation. I know, I can speak for Laila, I know how much she cares about, and Wilfred too, about giving young people who would otherwise have nothing, no hope, an opportunity. And you never know who you're giving that opportunity. It could be a superstar who could even transform the country, transform the world. And I think that was amply illustrated today. So thank you. And of course, thank you to our supportive shareholders. On behalf of the board, I say I want to congratulate ADMI. And we're looking forward to another great 10 years. I know there'll be exciting developments, even starting with this coming year. And I look forward to being a part of the rest of the journey. Thank you all very much, and God bless.